Moderation helps everyone feel safe. To build a positive live chat experience for you and your viewers, choose who can participate, set a delay between messages, hide, or okay, no. We don't want to do any of that. Later. Okay. Hi! Who comes on and joins live today? I think today's topic is going to be standing on business. Hi, how are you, Carlos? Good to see you. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm doing very well, actually. It's been a busy day. It's been a busy week, actually. It's good, though. Very good. So, yeah, I think today's video is going to be standing on business. I think that's the motto. Yeah, like standing on business. So, like, when you say something, doing it and not going back on it. Oof. Okay, get off me. There we go. We're good. Yes, so like business. Okay, so how can I put this into perspective here? Standing on business is very much so informed into my character. Anyone who has betrayed me, or let's say I find they do inhonorable things, I stand on business when my morals come into play with that. Yeah, no, there's no playing games there. Not at all. Okay. I wanted to go into structuring character around standing on business and why it's important and how it affects your reality on the external world. But tell me about your experiences. When have you stood on business? Okay. I'll go into my story. Not necessarily story, but what I've learned. Integrating? Okay, you tell me. I'll stop and I'll read yours. And then we can both go. Maybe. I need some water. I need to go get some. Thank you. I am weird. You're right. Is that okay with you? I mean... Okay. Well, I don't think he's weird. Hi, how's it going? Can any of you tell me a time that you stood on business and it developed your character into a better version of yourself? Okay, so standing on business where you made a point to somebody by addressing something before it happened and then standing on business. I do this a lot in my life. I do this with myself as well. I've developed my character based off of that. So if I felt like something was wrong, I didn't do it. That being said, when people around me, they didn't believe me. They don't believe me when I tell them certain things. And then it happens. And there's no going back once you hit that point. It's just like, Okay, hold on. I'm trying to think here. What would be a very good example of this? Oh, I have so many. Okay, movie. Oh, thank you. You're right. You know, actually, and back in 2021, I was 200 pounds. And I'm now I think like somewhere around like 130, 120. So I've come a long way from where I was. So, I mean, like, you could still call me what you want to call me, but I mean, like, I'm so happy with myself at the end of the day. Thank you. I feel better. Lots better. Yeah, no, never doing that again. Won't do that again twice. Hell to the no. But, I mean, there's certain things that you can't change. I've been small my whole life, so there's stretch marks that you get when I gained weight really quickly too. Back in 2021, 2022. That was an experience. Don't be. Okay, that's fine. I mean, like, if you don't want to look at me, bro, you don't got to. Just saying. Throwing it out there. You can continue to scroll. Nobody asked your opinion anyway. I agree with you. I love my body more now than I did when I didn't understand the value and my not depth perception. What am I thinking? The way that I seen myself wasn't accurate in the mirror. What is that called again? Body dysmorphia. So when I was actually big, it changed everything. It changed my whole world. Okay, so back to standing on business. When we build our character, you got to stand on business with yourself. So I like to call this putting myself in a corner. If I do something that doesn't feel good, or if I people please, do something out of my morals, principles, values, it doesn't feel good in here. So like my moral compass guides that. Standing on business with yourself is giving yourself no excuses. It wasn't that person's fault. It wasn't because of this situation. Everything didn't happen because of this X, Y, and Z reason. I made this choice and it didn't feel good. And I would prefer to make a different one. That's how you have to back yourself in a corner. And you got to continue to do it over and over and over again until you change it. Straight. There's no... Yeah. Actually, not just women betrayed me, men betrayed me too. So I mean, like, so did my parents. Like, we could go on and on about that, but at the end of the day, it didn't change my heart. So like, and you like, I've never even talked to you before. Like, my value is at trash. So my value is at trash. My value is at trash. I'm sorry. Do I have a value? I didn't know I could be bought because I'm pretty sure I'm priceless, honey. Just saying. I am, and I'm happy and I'm content because I don't need to lower my standards for such as yourself. But you go on, be happy. Go do your thing. I mean, like, Are you okay? Like, do you need a hug or something? Like, do you get a kick out of putting people down? I don't know. Because you're not hurting my feelings. So you made the mistake of thinking that I had some, or like a fuck to give, but I just don't. I'm sorry. You should probably just carry on your way now. Exit stage left. Sorry, you got me on a spicy day. I'm feeling a little spicy today, okay? Just a little bit. You do care, but you can't change. I'm sorry, what do I care about? Like, I don't, like, sorry, I'm just not even going to engage with your nonsense because you're going to out nonsense me because I don't speak nonsense. You know, so the saying of bad publicity, I can't say the word publicity. Bad publicity is still good publicity. Yeah. Sometimes I get a kick out of talking with them too, though. Not because it gets me riled up, but because they realize that they're not going to get what they want. That's okay. Okay, back to the topic we were talking about, though. Tell me a story where you stood on business, where you had to stand or put yourself in check, and the outcome that came from it. Like, how did it affect your confidence? How did it propel you in a new direction? For one thing, I stayed on business early on in my life. It hurt really bad. Bones break. Tore my shoes and interested after the rehab. I don't do reckless. Yes, that's, yeah. 100. We are not invincible as human beings. That was something I had to learn too. It's a scary one though. Man, getting hurt sucks. Thank God I never broke any bones, but I mean, had bruises heal. I would still rather get beat up physically than go through mental and emotional abuse though, any day. Yeah, no. At least if you get hit, it only hurts once, you know? Get it over with. Not that I don't accept any abuse, but yeah. It can be 100%. I've never broken anything, knock on wood. But yeah. How about that's not like not so much physical. Have you ever done? Okay, let me put this into a perspective here. Let's talk about either like parent-child dynamics or a dynamic within yourself where you found yourself either with a friend group or doing something as a comfort zone where you stood on business to break that cycle. Do you have any experiences with that? I started my YouTube back in 2021. If you go back to my original videos, you'll see how big I was. Was it 2020? Yeah, something like that. It's been a few years now. Hi, how are you? Where are you guys from? Who's all tuning in? Yeah, I am live. I'm in Canada. CT, where is this? I don't know what that is. Like where that is, I mean. Yeah, Canada for me. Okay. How's it out there? What do you do for a living? The main subjects I talk about is navigating internal conflict resolution. For the pain points, anyone who experiences or replays memories from their past that they can't get over, feeling that they should be somewhere other than where they are in life, or they should be further, and reaching the peace that surpasses all understanding. I talk about all those things. I also do Bible studies. I haven't so much lately because it's the same story over and over again, and it's just kind of like, it's choking me. It's choking me. Oh, maybe I should. Yeah, no, let's not. Yeah. I'm not gonna let you see anything. I mean, like, that's for OnlyFans, and not that I have anything against that, but I mean, I personally feel that I am capable of more than just my body to bring me success, or having a body to bring me success. It's not fulfilling for me. It's not enough of a challenge. It's a personal choice. Okay, look, dude. No comment. Moving on. Next topic. Okay. News that Canada has a heat warning that's happened before. Yeah, like there's a fire ban right now, and I had a fire today, not knowing there was a fire ban. So I had hot dogs and smokies, and it was great. Whoops. Oof, mosquitoes, man. I gotta live somewhere where there's no mosquitoes. Does that exist? Does anyone know that? I hate being itchy, man. Oh, I hate it so bad. I hate it so bad. Okay, so I want to know, when you do something you don't want to do, within like your mindset, how do you work through that? How do people do this currently? And is it working in a successful way, in your opinion? These are the things that I want to know. Like, what's your approach to stop self-sabotaging? Hi, how's it going? No, I bet you those bloodsuckers get up in Antarctica too. Maybe not because they would sleep with winter cold. It's not even cold up there, I hear, though. They have their own little hot springs and stuff. So I've heard. I actually haven't looked myself, so don't quote me on that. But how do you stop self-sabotaging? Like, what's your current approach to these things? Hello, everyone tuning in. Where are you from? Yes, it has been a strange day. What's your approach? Oh, is that your approach? Is that how you... I don't know. I don't think that would work for me. Ohio. Okay, Ohio. I like Ohio. There is a museum there with a lake that's in the shape of a heart. I forget which city it is exactly, but it's very pretty. What is it, like super mosquitoes? Those things, there's giant mosquitoes. Did you know that mosquitoes need human blood to lay their eggs? So my question, maybe not human blood, but they need blood. They don't have their own. What came first, the mosquito or the human? Ew. Oh no. What about Australia? They have big bugs there. So they would probably get eaten within the ecosystem. Therefore, you would get bitten less. You think? I think so. That might be a thing. Yeah. Self-sabotage is rough. It seems to be rooted in feeling unworthy of something. Yeah. Yeah. Self-sabotage can look like so many different things. So let's say you have a friend group and you're the friend that always gets put down or bullied. Yet you continue to hang out with these people. Okay, that's a different kind of self-sabotage. Because like there's acceptance and belonging all mixed into that at the same time. It overcomplicates things. Or saying yes when you really mean no. Yeah, that's one. Yeah. So I never considered unworthiness from like an external point of view. I always looked at things from a desirable or undesirable perspective. Worthiness was a more of a internal thing, especially when it came down to intimate relationships and sticking around longer than I should have. Not because I felt unworthy of love, but because I wanted to show the other person that they were worthy of love. And don't do that. Just don't do that. Especially if they can't reciprocate it. Like you're just as much as they're worthy, so are you. And yeah. Always see if they can like if they can dish it but they can't take it. Yeah. There you go. That's a telltale. What are some approaches that you let's go with internal dynamics and processing, like what approaches externally people love from you love Yeah, 100%. I've been there. My reaction was a little different. Like, I can only chase something so much before it will just frustrate me. Therefore, if I don't see reciprocation there, or at least an effort, if I'm putting in an effort and there's no appreciation, it's no. Hell no. No, it's okay. You're good. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. I know you're here. Carlos, you're the best. Honestly. You're my number one fan, day one. One of my day ones. I have a temper though. And it's not a temper of like anger, it's a temper of, how would you say that? Like audacity. Like the audacity you have for me to show up here like this and to not match it. What do you mean by that? Can you explain? Hello, how's it going? So, hold on. We're able to understand the concept. Long before we were able to understand the concepts of rising above bad behaviors and risk. Okay, we need true love. What do you mean by that? We need true love. And how does that true love teach us how to reciprocate? And I could see the bad behavior. But then again, like, I don't know. I didn't really have a whole lot of love growing up. Like, my parents were kind of like, they had their own thing going on. They lived in their own little delulu world. You can't give what you don't have. 100% you can't give what you don't have. So, I mean, like, but if you don't have love in your heart, as long as you're saying that from the get-go, I mean, like, by all means, if that at that point, if they choose to participate going forward, that's on them. That has nothing to do with you, and that's not your fault. That being said, if you're playing it off like you got love in your heart, but you don't, this is where hurt people, and hurt people don't have to hurt people. They can just go like find other hurt people and be hurt together. Just throwing it out there. I don't know. I don't get that. I don't understand the whole like you can't give what you don't got. Who doesn't got love in their heart? My story, okay, so growing up, like when I was born, I don't remember the first like 4 years, something like that. Anyway, my dad had a painting business which he lost and frauded out $60,000 for his crack addiction. My mom and him were both alcoholics. I didn't go to school much because they would fight all the time. So my brother and I, we'd be up all night listening to them fight. And then my dad used to walk around the house with a shotgun and trip over shadows and things like that. Anyway, by the time that we left that area of Edmonton, then we moved over to Winterburn, which the same issues kind of progressed. But my dad stopped using, but he was very upset with himself, hence, and he also didn't believe that my brother were his kids. So instead of just being a man and getting a test, he decided to be a father and hate all of us for the rest of his lives. to the point where my mom, by the time I was 18, had passed away from cancer because she was so emotionally suppressed. I got kicked out at 13 because my mom was too sick to get in between my father and I. From there, I went to my aunt's house for a little bit, and then I realized that I was gonna have to fight to be respected from her too. So I packed a bag and I never looked back. And that's a whole, like, what happened within the years from the time I was 13 to 20. No, it's, yeah, let's go with 20 years old. 21. I don't blame anybody. I blame myself because I made that choice. It was very vital lessons. I had to learn the hard way, and I was also in a man's world, as in dominant field. Same kind of thing, sales, but just a different kind of sales. Okay, so anyway, so by 2019, my boyfriend that I was murdered, and then I changed my life because that was too close to home for me. Yeah, I know that. And parents, like, honestly, I was so angry at my parents when I left. And then I experienced life, and I was like, shit, like, there's no such thing as a perfect parent. Like, damn, like, this is actually kind of hard. Like, it's rough out here. It's really so I stopped being so mad at them. I got off my high horse, and I humbled myself. And then, so, like, I had tried to make amends with, because my mom's gone already. I tried to make amends with my father. I told him I chose to heal in spite of everything. And if he was willing to, would he want to restart a relationship regardless of the past going forward? And that conversation, I haven't heard from him since. So, I tried. I really did try. And I did have a very large unworthiness wound. What I realized about that wound is it's not a memory. Okay. When I took into this, like, the fullness of that self actualization of how broken I was and how I sought the protection of my father and the different men that I would have relationships with, that I would pursue. And my father never once checked on me. That didn't come from a memory. It wasn't a aha moment. It was a feeling of where I gave my love vulnerably to somebody, and no matter what I did, it wasn't enough. That being said, it brought me back to a feeling of how no matter what I did for my dad, he would never love me. And that was like the whole cycle. All the years of trauma and everything else, the choices that I was making based off that trauma, or that wound, came down to that very moment of choosing to love someone vulnerably without fear, getting walked all over, and instead of resisting the situation, I accepted it for what it was and allowed myself to feel those emotions that accompanied it. And it brought me, yeah, that was crazy. Honestly, I've changed as a person since that whole experience. It completely changed my life. Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliments. Not saying that your experience, but I feel it's part of mine. Okay, that's fair. I have to agree with that. It definitely was driving my life. I was angry. I was seeking protection or love from a caregiver in different relationships. Like, thank God I wasn't a serial dater or anything. I had one. I'd stick with them for like a year or 2 years. You know, blessed, blessed. It allowed me to pick up on patterns too, because when you're with one person and you're not like it's the more, like, I don't know how to put this into words. Like, the more people that you see, the harder the pattern would be to pick up in when you're first learning it. But if you're with one person and you weigh out every option to solve an issue, that knowing that the problem isn't me, but I look for that answer, you get to notice the psychological patterns and the loops that people are in. But if I was with multiple people, it'd be hard because you have to psychoanalyze someone for like at least 6 months to know whether you're the problem or not. He's doing good. You know my brother? No, I mean, I'm just talking about life. And the original question was standing on business and how it develops your character. So me, I stood on business being a genuine person and having integrity. Because when you're on the street at 13 years old, your word is all you got. If people can't take you at your word, you're like downhill from there, you know? So like you gotta stand on business when it comes down to that. That's where it all started for me. And then from that, I got to experience different situations where you kind of have to navigate, follow your heart. Like, is this okay? Not okay? Am I doing something wrong? You know what I mean? And then from there, because you stood on business with your integrity, everything else will just kind of click into place. Okay, bye. Hit like. Give me a thumbs up. You know what? I appreciate challenge. I do stability and comfort. I don't really like comfort is boring. I have to constantly challenged. So I also got to realize that you can challenge yourself in the wrong ways. Relationships, for instance. Okay, like a relationship doesn't have to be a fight, but it was a challenge. When I realized that, because one of my biggest values is challenge, I was projecting that value of mine in such an unhealthy direction. Like, oh, this person's a challenge. Like, I'm gonna help them. Like, no, no. Like, help myself. Challenge myself into like find somebody who can match that instead of you're the relationship being a challenge. Like when I said I liked it rough, I didn't mean the whole fucking relationship, you know? As women have a hard time with men, I'm not saying that we're perfect by any means. It takes communication skills and a want and a will to come to a solution, right? It takes two to tango. If one person You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. At the same time, it takes two to tango to get that horse to water, to get it to drink. And even then, sometimes, you know? But like, it's an ebb and a flow. So sometimes it's 20-80%. It's not always going to be 50-50. However, addressing those moments and appreciating when you're unable to give that 50-50 with a simple acknowledgement of like, hey, thank you for your patience with me, or thank you for holding your tongue because I know that I lashed out at you and you didn't deserve that in that very moment. Like, just the simple acknowledgement of when somebody is doing a little bit more than you goes such a long way because they feel seen. And we don't have to know what we're doing. I know, like, do you know what? Like, for the longest time, I didn't have direction. I was a free spirit without a direction, and that's dangerous, okay? 100% dangerous. Still a free spirit. A little bit more direction because I know where I don't want to go. But so much clarity now. I have so much clarity in what I'm doing. Now it's about taking, like, I feel emotional and I have, like, it makes me want to cry every single time that I take a milestone in a new direction. It's purging of old limiting beliefs or energetic, like an identity that I no longer resonate with. You know, so every time I push that threshold a little bit more, I cry. Which part do you want me to say again? Of course. Right? And like, hold on, let me reread this. It's when the appreciation isn't given, but the love still comes from you. Okay, but I mean, like, but the love still comes from you is when we know you're truly there as well. So, like, I don't know love without appreciation. So, like, when it's a little confusing for me to like try and grasp that because I do rap actually. Yes, I write music. Yeah. I'm doing good. How are you? Yeah, there's night. For me, it's night right now. I think it's night for everybody. Maybe in certain parts of the world, there's so many days of night and then so many days of day. Okay. Thanks. It's in a bun. You know, I write the best when I'm emotionally have some kind of tie to it. Because I always make it, you know, that's how you add the humor in there. You want me to rap? Okay, hold on. Yeah, I can. I'll do it live for you, sure. Okay. This was the most recent one that I wrote. It was for somebody that I helped out. Okay. I need some water first. Yeah, I need some water. Actually, no, I should be okay. I let you place me and you proceeded. Continue being conceited. Continue being conceited. My resources you depleted. Now we're looking at each other because we used to bring ease. Now we're looking at each other like we're both fucking thieves. Nah, check it. Don't wanna hurt? Who you think you're talking to? Didn't you say pain was something you're into? But before you dismiss, I need to get this off my chest. I was impressed, in fact, pleasantly surprised. But don't be acting like you wouldn't be pissed if that was me with other guys. I'm not surprised. I know it won't be wilding out. The only thing I don't appreciate is you making me doubt my inner wish and well Jess is holding out in the kitchen, but homeboy works out. He's running his mouth. Is it the Saint Germain kid? Me and suspicious? Be suspicious. If it's me, I make it evident and clear. He's a runner. He's a track star. Keep being suspicious ain't gonna get you very far. Anywho, appreciate you saying you got a shorty. Safe to assume that's me? Kind of joking, it's provoking, getting zero attention. If I was Paris, my perks in the opposite direction, I digress. And yes, I see past all the mess. I'm not one to be bitching given the context. But here, given the context, because only real ones know what it takes to invest, to build it from their feet and say it with their chest. Here's why I pace myself. I gotta see how you act, because the honor I give you isn't an option to reciprocate back. And don't get it twisted. I knew this would happen from the start. That $1,000 I paid, yeah, I did it to protect my heart. Ooh. That was the most recent one, so yeah. Yeah, I have a few. I want to publish one of them. I just haven't. I don't know. I get when I'm in front of a mic, I choke up. I don't know what it is. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of poetry. I write a lot though. I am a writer in general. I've always written, so I've been writing since I was 13 years old. I have every single journal I've ever written in. Yeah. Hi. Okay, so The Fashion Hero was a TV show that I did. And so what they do, it's kind of like Big Brother. And you have all these different challenges. Mainly they're looking for a face to represent a different, like a more positive message in the beauty industry. And I did start off by doing that, but you had to, when people would buy votes, or people would have to buy votes to be, and it's because that's how they paid for the show itself. Yeah. That being said, I did that. I just didn't feel right asking people to pay for the votes in general. Like I did get I was in the top 3 or top 5 or something like that. But yeah. I then moved and I started working full time at a plumbing and HVAC company. So my focus also shifted. That's my kitty. Marry you? I don't even know who you are. I can't marry you. That's a serious commitment. Like, what if we don't get along? I mean, I won't fight with you. I won't fight with you. But I ain't gonna put up with no bullshit either. You know what I'm saying? Okay. There's that I have. I don't know if I should do this one. There's a few different ones. So there's one that I've recently written, and I need to find somebody to make the music for it, actually. Because it's a little bit different. It's not, I can't say that I've ever heard anything similar to it. I have, don't get me wrong, but the two tones, it's a little bit different. Actually, I've only been asked, like, so just now would be the second time someone's ever asked me to marry them. And like both times, like I wouldn't say are actually like very serious. Like it wasn't it's more of like a spur of the moment kind of thing. Like that was I feel like a spur of the moment thing. And yeah. Only twice. I'm from Canada. I think I might be a little intimidating. So that's probably why people don't ask me to marry them. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I got nothing. Maybe not intimate. Like I'm assertive, right? So, you know, though, like I'm really not that assertive. I'm only assertive because I have to be. I don't want to be this way. I keep my opinion to myself, especially because I want other people to grow, and like I know if I put my 2 cents in, it takes away from their own journey. Fair enough. And then they're gonna be like, you were right. Who the heck likes saying that? You know? So like I just try not to. I love people for where they're at in their journey, and I just kind of like let them know that I'm there for the ride as they go through it, the ebbs and the flows. Thank you. Yo, I live in the country away from everything, and I'm at work 24 hours a day. So that's why I actually no, probably not. Because when I was in the city, no one asked me really. But I have really bad RBF. So like bitch face, resting bitch face. Oh yeah, totally me. I do, but I firmly, you have to know what you stand for in this world more than anything else, because every other person is so willing and waiting to tell you who you are and how to be. Fuck that. Like, no. No one's gonna tell me who I am or how to be. No. Never. Like, no. Thank you. I believe in standing for, so what is right? I don't believe in right or wrong. I believe in variables, because everything is right until it is wrong. And if wrong is a variable that changes the dynamic of something, that makes it not okay. So, like, everything's good. And we have to navigate as individuals, have to figure out our own truth. And like, peace isn't going to ever be agreed upon. Peace is and always will be a choice that each individual has to make. Like, what are the governments going to do when each individual is like, no, man, I'm choosing peace, sorry. Like, you can go ahead and, or if they threaten to charge you money, or that you're going to have to pay this much money. If you give them no reaction, like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Because like, whether you pay it or don't pay it, or whether you agree or don't agree, it really doesn't matter. It's a choice to be peaceful. What are they going to do when they're like, okay, we're going to war, and you're like, no, man, that's not my battle. Those guys didn't do nothing to me. I'm just going to continue on going over here. But you have fun with that. Like, you go fight your own war. I support you in that. Good for you. You know, like, what are they gonna do? Thank you. No, I know one should never do 100%. 100%. Okay, let's like this is okay. This is based off of like a normal day to day experiences. Like, I mean, of course, never do like I wouldn't kill somebody unless like it was me or them. Like, obviously they gotta go, you know. But like, I I would never do anything to children. Nothing. Period. Point blank in any which way that would disrupt their innocence or take away from their authenticity. My name is Julia. What's your name? Okay, so take away from their authenticity. At the same time, I don't believe that people should ever mislead or like, if you know something about something, I would sure as hell hope that you would tell me about it, whether it benefits me or not, because like I can take that little bit of a seed and I'll just keep it like right back here, you know? And it just sits there until like one day I may experience something and I'll compare it, you know? And if it applies, it applies. If not, then it doesn't. And then like I'll test it out a few more times and see if there's a pattern that I notice. And then if it's not, then I'll just guard the information. But I mean, if you know something about something, you better freaking tell me. You know? Okay, now I'm chilly. It's cold. It's getting cold. It's raining here. It's been raining all day and all yesterday. Okay. I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. Can you put it in abbreviation so I can say it correctly? Yeah, I don't like saying people's names wrong. I really don't. I have a song stuck in my head. Messy. What's her name again that he sings that? Lady something. She has that chill. What would you call that? Like more. It's not R&B. It's not pop. It's like indie music. So like when I see that, I want to say Aaron. Is that right? You too. Yeah. Where are you from? Me know. It is 11 o'clock p.m. Oof. Uh-oh. What time were you from? I think I need to go help my brother close that door. Okay. What time is it there? over. Are you behind us or ahead of us? It's like 11. It is. Yes, the 13th, so you're ahead of us. Okay, I gotta go help my brother. I gotta go help him close up shop here. So, like I said, I work 24 hours a day. I'm always on. I'm on site all day, every day. Hi. That's a good way of saying it. You know that song, if I could turn back time. There's a meme. It says you can. This, whatever day daylight saving is on, back 1 hour now. Or like back 1 hour. And exactly however many hours. It's funny. I laughed. Made my day. It was a knee slapper. Yes. Okay, but I do have to go and close up shop. Thank you all for tuning in. If you did get value out of this video, make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Thank you. See you all. Thank you again.